Hey guys, happy Monday. Matty here with Altcoin Buzz. Hope your weeks are off to a great start. And, the market is kind of flat at the time of this recording. We've had a nice little surge upward, thankfully, these last few days, kind of beginning Thursday and Friday. But Bitcoin be darned, it just seems to be stuck like just below that 48K mark. So depending on when you're watching this video, you're either pleased or displeased with the performance. Again, we've seen a nice pump these last few days, but now we're kind of stagnating. So I'd be curious to see what you guys think is going to happen next. Let me know about that in the comments below. We're going to do the roundup today of some top altcoin news. We'll be discussing Celer, we'll be discussing Blank, we'll be discussing Wanchain, which we covered recently in a video that you may have seen. If not, check that one out. Video card should be popping up right about now. We're also going to be talking about developments with regard to Elrond. Benjamin Minsu has a big announcement. And we're also going to be taking a look at NFTs, non-fungible tokens, from the perspective of Raoul Pal. And I gushed over Raoul Pal's interpretation of sort of the coming evolution, right? He had a major video that we covered, Introduction to the Exponential Age, and that's just something that really resonated with me. Going back, it must have been 5 or 6 months already. So we'll take a look at that to round things out. It's not so much breaking news today, but a recap of really what's important over these last few days that you should be aware of, things that should be on your radar. Guys, if you like this kind of content, Bitcoin, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and altcoins, of course, be sure to like this video, subscribe to Altcoin Buzz, and hit the bell to receive notifications. That way you never miss a new publication. We begin here with news out of Celer. That's ticker CELR. And if you haven't been following this particular project, we'll get to the news in just a moment, but they're up a little bit today, a little bit down from their all-time high, but they've been on a tremendous tear recently. So we're taking a look here at the last 90 days in terms of Celer price performance. You can see they're down about 24.5% from their all-time high just from over a week ago. But in these last 3 months, again, 90 days, you're looking at a quadrupling, maybe a quintupling in the price of Celer that now sits at 14.8 cents. So Celer Network with this update here. cBridge just submitted the $300 million total cross-chain volume mountain. Thank you to our over 17,000 amazing users and over 20 awesome partners. cbridge.celer.network, low fee, easy UX, lots of chains, but there's always a new peak on the horizon. Just getting started, 2.0 soon. So this hot off the press, so to speak, a tweet from the 4th of October. We haven't really discussed a whole lot of Celer Network news as far as our coverage, but this is a project that a lot of people have been requesting. It's something that I've held for a long time, full disclosure, so I'm really happy to see the more recent price performance. Let us know, guys, in the comments below if you'd like to see more coverage of Celer Network, what they're doing. Let's hope the performance keeps up because they've really been on a very nice price journey these last couple of months at least. It's been great to see. Okay, moving right along, we're looking at Blank Wallet here. That's at Blank Wallet. That's the Twitter handle. Our new Unicrypt UNCX token farm is up. Jump in to start earning rewards for holding Blank. Read the full instructions here. So if this is something that maybe you're already using, you want to avail yourself of these rewards, check out the article. It's on blankwallet.medium.com. We'll link to this below. Blank liquidity rewards extended. This from a while ago, however, this from the 8th of June. Still, nonetheless, it stands as a good how-to, a good guide on how to make use of some of these mechanics. You guys can also always check out altcoinbuzz.io. This is where, for the most part, we cover sort of breaking news and do a recap version of that breaking news towards the end of the week. So here's what we have for the beginning of October. This article by Piyush. In this case, we're looking at 4 or 5 main crypto stories. We'll get to this first one out of Switzerland at the end of this particular video. Wanchain, we're going to take a look at in just a second. It just announced its cross-chain network upgrade for October. And you have some other ones here. Umbrella Network's mainnet is now live on Ethereum, which is great news for the Umbrella Network. Here we have Flare's Canary Network set to launch Songbird after the observation stage. And finally, Blockchain Gaming Launchpad Engine Starter has launched on Uniswap. We have been doing, it's no secret, we've been doing a lot of videos lately pertaining to blockchain gaming, NFTs as well, but blockchain gaming, IGOs, gaming platforms and IGO platforms and stuff that you may not have heard about. It's been more of a new focus for us over at Altcoin Buzz, but you guys seem to be responding to it. And this is where we feel, again, alongside NFTs, we feel that blockchain gaming, and by extension, the metaverse, by extension, all the cool stuff that Engine and the likes of Engine, everything that they're kind of working on, we really feel that this is kind of that next, it's almost like that next DeFi, like that next big space in blockchain that's going to be undeniable, that's going to be just a runaway success. So check out this article in full. We always do a news recap, kind of looking back at 5 of the big, not the biggest necessarily, but 5 big stories pertaining to altcoins from the past week. You guys can also find the link to this in the description below. And speaking of Wanchain, if you have not checked out our video already, we did a deep dive into Wanchain, talking about how it really has the potential to be the internet of blockchains, or at least to build up that infrastructure. And we are hyper bullish on Wanchain as a project. And good news out of the team, Wanchain Network upgrade is coming on October 8th. You can read about that on medium.com. Now we're looking at Benjamin Minsu, who's got some NFT news here, non-fungible tokens, in the context of Elrond, of course. So important steps forward for Elrond NFTs. 2,000 petabytes of unstoppable IPFS storage will be available for Elrond Network NFTs and dApps via decentralized storage solutions from Crust Network. We were talking about Elrond seemingly every day a few months ago, kind of closer to April, May, June, I think. And, just like every other project in the space, of course, Elrond took a hit. And they were extremely active at that time. It's not that they've been inactive ever since. It's kind of more of a self-criticism here. We just haven't really been talking as much about Elrond. If you recall, they had their 100 days of Elrond, where every day Benjamin would come out and announce sort of number 30 out of 100, some big partnership or big announcement, and that was cool to see. And now we have another big update, I suppose, in the form of this story. So again, check it out on elrond.com. We'll link to this in the description below. And speaking of NFTs, okay, so now I want to cycle back to this story that, well, not even a story, but this was something that I alluded to at the beginning of the video. This was back from April of this year, actually. So I said 5-6 months. Yeah, full 6 months ago, a little bit more. That's hard to believe. So April, just at the beginning of May, people were watching this video by Raoul Pal, Introduction to the Exponential Age, where he was just mesmerized by the possibilities, by the potential of Ethereum, and by extension, decentralized finance. And then, by extension, I was mesmerized by his message. This is something that really resonated with me. So I was gushing over this. In fact, you can check out the video. We'll try to link to it, but this was very much something that gripped me, almost with a sense of urgency. And I've been in this space for 5 years now, so it wasn't necessarily new information, but it was just presented in a very concise and in a very digestible manner, I suppose, and it just kind of all came together. It was one of those moments. So what I'd like to do now, actually, is I'd like to give you guys just a brief overview of Raoul's latest musings here. What we kind of saw with DeFi 5 or 6 months ago, he is now providing to us as far as his thoughts, his feelings, his projections when it comes to NFTs, non-fungible tokens. So here we just have a few observations. This is new stuff from yesterday by Raoul. Just, again, pontifications about NFTs. And what I'll do is I'll overlay this over the video footage so you guys have something semi-interesting to look at. He writes, "Things are happening so fast and with such quantum leaps in NFT world that I am struggling to get to grips with it, let alone all of the projects and breakthroughs. I totally get it at a relatively superficial conceptual level, but the cultural depths and societal implications are something I'm trying to catch up with. But I know it's bigger than I'm imagining. The issue for me is that it all feels like a closed group of those in the know. And the rest of us feel like we have our nose pressed up against the windows, looking in at everyone having a great time. If you are not on Discord and in the in crowd, you literally have no idea how to approach this. I'm not on Discord. There is so much going on, from online tribes to digital statues, from community formation and organization to incredible artwork. I know it's going to take out the music industry and a bunch of other businesses full of intermediaries and legacy rules. I also know that this is going to dovetail in with social tokens, which are a way to organize complex adaptive societies successfully. But with NFTs, I don't even know where to start. A bunch of this stuff is a zero, and others are cultural phenomena beyond what we understand now. Art has changed forever, but I'm struggling yet to understand if and how and what communities can organize themselves around all of this. I can't know with my level of understanding. And that makes me feel that the NFT movement needs to help others more get to understand how they can be involved and what it all means. I know Gary Vee has been working hard on this. Sergito 2 and Punk 6529, who by the way has an incredible thread as well. We'll get to that in a second. But it still feels very inaccessible to many. I'll try to figure it out on my Real Vision interviews, as I'm sure many of you feel like outsiders too. To me, it's not about finding an NFT that will make money, but culturally significant communities that have a higher probability of success and what that path might look like. I'm less interested in the digital scarcity of metaverse clothing, digital luxury goods, etc., even though it is still super interesting. That I get entirely. I know it's early days and so much is unknown, but all I do know is that I need to figure it out, and fast. So there you have it, guys. Just wanted to share some thoughts, almost a stream of consciousness kind of thing. You know, I came out probably prematurely, if I'm going to be self-critical, and I discounted not the totality of NFTs, because I've always said at the end of the day, they're smart contracts. I see value in that form of tech, and I see value in being able to cater kind of to that long tail of society that in terms of like fan demographics, especially, the possibilities there are endless. But I did come out and I bashed NFTs early on. And I said, you know, thousands of dollars, in some cases tens of thousands, hundreds, sometimes millions of dollars for, you know, JPEGs, effectively digital artwork that, to me, I don't know, I'm not really much into the hipster art, but, you know, so it really didn't float my boat. But consciously or trying to be cognizant of the fact that, yes, although this manifestation of NFTs, like this current euphoria, hysteria, whatever, not my cup of tea, but I tried to be open-minded. I said down the line, I do acknowledge that there's a place for this technology. So I've definitely felt the way that Raoul Pal is kind of expressing in this thread. Let me know, guys, in the comments below if you find yourself sort of scratching your head as to, you know, the future of NFTs. Do you find value in NFTs? Are you a user of NFTs? Maybe you're ahead of the curve and you're already profiting. You're already making use of this technology. I think it's going to impact, if not every facet, the majority of facets, like in our lives as consumers, as we move more into that digital realm, that digital reality. If you've not read this tweet thread, this is from a more knowledgeable source when it comes to NFTs. This is fantastic. A little bit longer as well. Punk 6529. I'll just read the first one. On NFTs 2030, so looking ahead. However bullish you are on NFTs, you are wrong. You are insufficiently bullish. 6529 has gone to the mountaintop, and there is almost nothing in life that 6529 is as sure of as this. I'll leave this, guys, in the description below as a link if you want to check it out, because it is a bit lengthy, but well worth your time if you're an enthusiast in this space. It's a succinct observation on the magnitude of just how much potential exists in this space. So just wanted to share that, guys. Let me know your thoughts about it, as always, in the comments below. Curious to hear your point of view. And just a brief bit of positive news before we wrap up on altcoinbuzz.io. I wanted to highlight this. We did point to it in our weekly news recap on the website. The Swiss National Postal Service taps this blockchain. So Swiss Post is bridging the gap between physical stamps and the cryptocurrency industry with this new collaboration that will unveil the Swiss crypto stamps. Ethereum Layer 2 solution aggregator Polygon continues to soar high as it has secured a remarkable partnership with Switzerland's National Postal Service to unveil the Swiss crypto stamp. First slowly, gradually, and then rapidly, guys. This is how you build the infrastructure. This is how you change the world. We're not going to go through this right now, but I'll leave it in the description below. You can peruse it if you so choose. That's great news. If you're a Swiss member of the Altcoin Buzz Army, and this is something that you have sort of additional information on, I'd love to hear your firsthand account in the comments below. But that about wraps it up for today, everybody. As always, none of this is financial advice, but if you do invest, then I wish you fortune and prosperity and life-changing luck. I mean, this is just my personal point of view, but this is the only space that you can be involved in for a year or two and come out like with very life-changing figures and earnings. And there's nothing else as far as what's legal. There's nothing else that you can point to. And some would say that this is a quasi-legal space. No, I disagree. This is a space that's taking over the world. If you're watching this video, you're an early adopter, very early. You're still early. Congratulations. Stay safe, members of the Altcoin Buzz Army. Check out these other videos that should be popping up right about now. Again, links are in the description below. Have a wonderful Monday, a great start to your week. And as always, we do hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.